What is up, guys? Coach Josiah here from AnastasiFitness.com. Today's video, you're going to find out the main reason you are not seeing progress in the gym. And that is you are not truly taking the target muscle you are training close to muscle failure. At the end of the video, you'll know why this is so crucial for optimal muscle growth and exactly how to determine if you are training hard enough during your workouts. Let's go. All right, so for most of us, our ultimate goal when we work out is to build muscle, right? In order for this to happen, the individual muscle we are training must be taken close to muscle failure. This is the purpose behind lifting weights. It allows us to reach this point. So what is muscle failure exactly? This is when you stop a set because of your muscle not being able to move the weight, even though you're giving a maximum effort. You don't stop a set because it just feels hard. You stop because your muscle can't physically do it. This doesn't mean we have to take every set to muscle failure, but what it does mean is each set has to be taken close to this point. The general recommendation is to leave no more than 3 or 4 reps in the tank at the end of your set. An example of this is, let's say you hop on the bench press and do as many reps as you can, and on that 11th rep, the bar just stops and you can't lift it anymore. This essentially means you would need to do between 7 to 10 reps with this weight in order for the set to be effective. Anything less than this would leave too many reps on the table that you could have actually done if you just pushed yourself a little bit harder. Leaving more than 4 reps on the table does not give you the stimulus it needs to grow at an efficient rate. You have to give your body a reason to grow bigger and stronger, and taking a set close to failure is how we make this happen. Now the next question is, have you actually been training hard enough during your workouts? This exact question was researched on 160 people who worked out on a regular basis, and the results were quite shocking. They gave each person a set of guidelines: choose a weight on the bench press that you would usually do for about 10 reps and see how many reps you can do. And the results, nearly half did more than 15 reps, meaning that half of the people that go to the gym on a regular basis were not training hard enough. So how do we actually determine if we are training hard enough? The best indicator is how the speed of the reps slow down during a set. Watch this set of me doing dumbbell curls. As you can see, as I get closer and closer to muscle failure, the speed of the reps start to drop off dramatically until I can't move the dumbbells anymore. Look at the speed of my first rep compared to my last rep. It's completely slowed down and I'm at true muscle failure. Like I said before, you don't have to take every set to complete muscle failure, but you do want your reps slowing down towards the end of that set. So take note of this throughout a set. Don't stop until those reps start to slow down. Another way you can determine if you're training hard enough is the way your technique starts to deviate throughout a set. When you're attempted to break perfect technique during a set just to keep the weight moving, you generally are pretty close to muscle failure. This is something to really look for when you're doing a compound exercise. What I mean by that is, watch this set of me doing barbell rows. As I approach closer and closer to muscle failure, my form begins to break down and start using momentum just to get the weight up. It's okay to have slight form deviations towards the end of a set to get a few more reps in, but you never want it to be drastic. A good rule of thumb to follow is if the target muscle is no longer doing most of the work, you should stop the set. So we just went over on how to determine if you're training hard enough during an exercise. There are also some indicators you can look for after an exercise. And the first is how long it takes you to recover on a set-to-set basis. Let's say you do a set of shoulder press for 10 reps and only rest about 30 to 60 seconds before hitting another set of 10 reps with ease. If your reps don't fall off after only resting a short amount of time, you generally didn't take that set close to failure. So just keep that in mind. You should be forced to rest over a minute in order for all the reps on the next set not to fall off. You can also determine if you're training hard enough by how your strength changes throughout a workout. What I mean by that is, let's say you're doing 4 sets on the bench press, and on that first set, you do 10 reps with 200 pounds. By the end of that 4th set, you generally shouldn't be able to do the same amount of weight and reps you did on the first set. Your strength dropping off is a great indicator that your muscle was fatigued during a workout and stimulated enough to grow. Okay, so now we have 4 big indicators to help us determine if we are training hard enough. But before you start using these, best to find your true strength for most of the exercises you do. And the way we do this is exactly how they did in the study that we talked about earlier. This is called an anchoring set. Pick an exercise and weight you generally would use for about 10 reps. See how many reps you can actually do. This will give you concrete proof on how many reps you should be doing for a given exercise relative to the weight. That being said, I highly don't recommend doing this with more difficult exercises like squats and deadlifts. Use anchoring sets for exercises like dumbbell curls, lateral raises, cable flies, etc. All right, as always, here's a plan of action you guys can take with you next time you go to the gym. First off, remember that if you want to stimulate muscle growth during your workout, your sets must be taken close to failure. There's no way around it. During each set, be aware of how the speed of your reps slow down. If they're not slowing down, generally can still push a few more reps out. Evaluate your technique throughout a set. If you're not tempted to break the technique, you probably still have a good amount of reps left. And when you do feel it's breaking down, it's most likely time to end the set. After your workouts, give yourself feedback on your strength. If it doesn't change at all, you most likely could have pushed your sets a little bit harder. Lastly, use anchoring sets to give yourself baseline of your true strength. strength. Use this baseline combined with the other ways to determine if you are training hard enough, and you'll be well on your way to making gains each and every workout. All right, that's it for the video today, guys. Remember, going to the gym is a big investment. We don't want to waste our time not training hard enough. When it is something we have the power to instantly fix, don't forget that. If you liked the information in the video today, hit that subscribe button. Let's help the channel grow. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's go.